Number 9, 1971 Ford Mustang Boss 351. Total produced 1,806 units. The 1971 Mustang Boss 351 is one of Ford's last true muscle cars with only 1,806 units built in a single production year. It was among the most powerful small-block performance cars Ford ever made, thanks to the high-revving R-Code 351 Cleveland V8 under the hood. Producing 330 horsepower at 5,400 RPM and 370 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM, it could outperform many big-block competitors. In fact, its performance was just slightly below that of the legendary Boss 429. While the Boss 302 and Boss 429 of 1969 were iconic, Ford's withdrawal from racing and tightening emissions regulations brought those programs to an end in 1970, marking the beginning of the muscle car era's decline. Number 8, 1970 Ford Mustang Boss 429. Total produced 499 units. First introduced in 1969 as a homologation special, the Boss 429 was created to make Ford's newly developed 429 V8 engine eligible for NASCAR competition. Based on Ford's 385 engine family, the Boss 429 shared its displacement with other big Ford and Mercury vehicles, but its design was entirely unique. Featuring a 735 CFM Holley 4-barrel carburetor mounted on an aluminum intake, the massive engine was installed into Mustangs by Carcraft in Dearborn, Michigan. Although the Mustang never raced in NASCAR, the Boss 429 engine powered Ford's NASCAR entries, including the Mercury Cyclone Spoiler II and Torino Talladega, until 1974, earning 26 championship wins in 1969 before factory support was scaled back. Ford produced 859 Boss 429 Mustangs in 1969 and just 499 in 1970. With its racing pedigree and extreme rarity, the original Boss 429 is one of the most sought-after collector muscle cars in history. Number 7, 1978 Ford XC Falcon Cobra. Total produced 400 units. With one of the most iconic paint schemes in muscle car history, the XC Falcon Cobra stands as a symbol of Australian automotive passion. Only 400 units were made to clear out obsolete coupe body shells, making way for the more European-styled XD Falcon in 1979. Half of these cars came with the 302 cubic inches Cleveland V8, the other half with the 351 cubic inches version. Technically, 370 units followed Option 96 specs, but the most desirable are the 30 units built to Option 97, the legendary Bathurst Cobras. These cars were built to meet the Australian Confederation of Motorsport's vague homologation requirements for racing at the time. Option 97 Cobras came with a 351 cubic inches Cleveland V8, a manual transmission, upgraded suspension, improved cooling, revised aerodynamics, and black Shield front seats. Today, these Bathurst Cobras are exceptionally rare. A restored one was sold for $140,000 USDs in 2013, a testament to the timeless appeal of this Aussie muscle icon. Number 6, 1970 Ford Falcon GTHO Phase 3. Total produced 300 units. Developed by Ford Australia, the GTHO Phase 3 was built to dominate local racing, especially the prestigious Bathurst 500. Its heart was a potent 350 cubic inches V8 producing 300 horsepower, formidable performance at the time. The Phase 3 could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 6.4 seconds, making it the fastest four-door production car in the world when it launched in 1970. To boost performance, it featured race-oriented upgrades including reinforced suspension, a heavy-duty close-ratio 4-speed manual gearbox, and larger brakes for improved stopping power. With only 300 units made, the GTHO Phase 3 has become a highly coveted collector's item. Its limited production, combined with racing success, has cemented its status as a classic, representing the golden era of Australian muscle cars. Number 5, 1970 Ford XW Falcon GTHO Phase 2. Total produced 285 units. Despite some initial reliability issues with the newly introduced 351 cubic inches Cleveland V8 engine, The faster and more powerful GTHO Phase 2, launched in 1970, gave Ford Australia the Bathurst revenge it had been waiting for, winning the hardy Torino 500 that year. At first glance, the Phase 2 looked nearly identical to its predecessor, but under the skin was a different story. The imported Cleveland 351, shipped from Ford USA as a complete crate motor, featured numerous upgrades over the Windsor it replaced, most notably a 780 CFM Holley 4-barrel carburetor mounted on a cast-iron Ford intake manifold, helping the engine generate 300 horsepower. Phase 2 also received an improved gearbox, upgraded suspension, and better brakes, optimizing its performance. It could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.4 seconds and reach a top speed of 144 miles per hour. With only 285 units built, the GTHO Phase 2 remains one of the most coveted Aussie muscle cars ever produced. Number 4, 1970 Ford Mustang Twister Special. Total produced, 96 units. The legend of the Twister Special began with a request from American Raceways International to use 1970 Mustang convertibles as pace cars for a limited edition project. Ford's Special Promotions division was tasked with designing custom side stripes and graphics. But when ARI went bankrupt, Ford repurposed the program into a regional dealer promotion for the Kansas City district, offering it on both the Mach 1 and Torino Cobra models. Named after the tornadoes that frequently strike the Midwest, only 96 Mach 1 Twister Specials were produced, each sequentially numbered. All were painted grabber orange with black interiors and featured shaker hoods, power steering, and power front disc brakes. The Twister Specials were distinguished by mid-body black stripes and unique tornado decals on the rear quarter panels. As high-spec Mach 1s, they came equipped with grille-mounted fog lamps, aluminum rocker panel moldings, black honeycomb rear panels, competition suspension, deluxe bucket seats with molded door panels, wood grain trim, and a rim-blow 3-spoke steering wheel. Number 3, 1970 Ford Torino Cobra Twister Special. Total produced, 90 units. Produced from 1968 to 1976, the Ford Torino may not have matched the fame of the Mustang, but it spawned several rare and collectible muscle car variants, including the Torino Cobra Twister Special. Released in late 1969 for the 1970 model year, the Torino Twister shared the exclusive Twister Special branding with the Mustang but had a unique identity. Sold exclusively through Ford's Kansas City district sales office, all were painted bright red and featured Twister decals on the rear fenders. Crucially, every unit came with only one engine option, the powerful 429 cubic inches Cobra Jet V8, an engine that wouldn't appear in the Mustang lineup until 1971. Just 90 units of the Torino Twister Special were ever made, making it rarer than its Mustang counterpart. Of those, only 30 featured a 4-speed manual transmission, while the remaining 60 had automatic gearboxes. Today, the Torino Twister Special is a hidden gem among classic muscle cars, rare, mysterious, and highly desirable. Number 2, 1971 Ford Mustang Shelby Europa. Total produced, 9 units. For a long time, the Ford Mustang was sold exclusively in North America, not becoming a global model until the S550 generation. However, in 1971 and 1972, a Belgian Shelby dealer owned by Claude Dubois sold 14 specially reworked first-generation Mustangs to the European market. These European Shelby Mustangs were based on Mach 1 platforms and came equipped with either 351 cubic inches or 428 cubic inches V8 engines. Of the 9 known cars, only 2 were convertibles. According to an article from CJPonyparts.com, one of the 3 Shelby Europa coupes, a red one, was stolen in 1987 and never recovered. The Shelby Europas featured unique striping, front and rear spoilers, adjustable front suspension with Coney shocks, and output ratings of 360 and 400 horsepower, depending on engine specification. Number 1. 1970 Ford Torino King Cobra. Total produced, 3 units. The 1970 Ford Torino King Cobra was a purpose-built machine designed specifically to take on the dominance of the Dodge Charger Daytona and the Plymouth Superbird, both powered by the fearsome 426 Hemi in NASCAR. Under the leadership of Ford President Bunky Knudsen, legendary designer Larry Shinoda was tasked with turning the Torino into an aerodynamic NASCAR weapon. Together with a skilled team, Shinoda developed a radically reshaped Torino for high-speed oval racing. 3 prototypes were built, each fitted with a different big block V8, a Boss 429, a 429 Cobra jet, and a 429 Super Cobra jet. Early testing at Daytona was promising, with all 3 prototypes breaking the 200 miles per hour mark. However, additional testing revealed issues that needed solving before the cars could be homologated, a NASCAR requirement. Before those issues could be addressed, NASCAR rules changed. With Lee Iacocca replacing Knudsen at the helm of Ford, the King Cobra project lost momentum, and its future in racing was scrapped. Today, only 3 King Cobras exist, making it one of the rarest and most intriguing cars in Ford's performance history.